I used to think being invisible was just part of who I was. My name's Milan. I'm 27. And for most of my life, I was the background character in my own family. The one who didn't need attention, who didn't stir the pot. The kind of kid who turned in straight A's and never made a sound about it. You ask my parents about me, they'd probably say something vague like he's into computers or something techie. Not out of malice, just habit. I was easy to overlook and they got good at it. For a while, I blamed myself. Maybe I was too quiet, too reserved. Maybe I just wasn't built to be seen. But the truth is, I tried. I showed up. I worked 2 jobs through undergrad. I Eli double majored. I helped out when Eli, my younger brother, got himself into trouble again and again. He's loud, charming, photogenic, the kind of kid who gets applause for mediocrity, and a full audience for every milestone. I remember the night I graduated. My cap was still in the back seat of my car. I'd come straight from my shift at the bookstore. We had dinner that night, all of us. My parents never mentioned it, not even a congrats. Eli had just landed some gig downtown, and that's all they could talk about. I smiled, clapped him on the back like a good older brother. Pretended it didn't sting, but it did. Still, I didn't say anything. I never did. Instead, I threw myself into grad school UX design, something I was actually passionate about. Long nights, full-time job. I was exhausted. Yeah, but it mattered to me, even if it didn't matter to them. Then came the moment that changed everything. My aunt called, chirpy as ever, asking if I was coming to Eli's graduation dinner. I didn't even know he was graduating. I didn't know there was a dinner. So, I called my dad, just asked. No drama, just clarity. And he said, "We figured you wouldn't want to come. You barely finished school yourself, right?" It was like someone had taken all the quiet dismissals from the past decade and said them out loud on purpose. That was the shift. Not a graduation breakdown, not a blow-up, just a clean, irreversible pivot. So, I planned something different. Not revenge, just recognition. I didn't tell them when my own graduation was. I didn't invite them. I filled my guest list with people who actually saw me. My best friend from high school who stuck with me through my worst year. My advisor who left smiley faces in my thesis margins. My roommate who made pancakes when I was too burned out to function. Even my elderly neighbor Mr. Ralph who always asked how my classes were going and actually listened. And on that sunny hot afternoon, I walked that stage. No parents in the crowd. But I didn't need student spotlight them because above me, stretched across the brick wall behind the stage was a banner. Congratulations, Milan Desai, Master of Science in UX and Digital Strategy with my face on it. My advisor submitted it for the student spotlight. It was bright blue, unmissable. The next day, the call started. My mom, my dad, Eli, voicemails. Why didn't you tell us? Because you never listen when I did. I didn't reply. Not right away. I sat at the table eating almond cookies with Mr. Brow laughing at terrible UX jokes with Sam watching the sun hit the lawn in that golden hour glow, and for once I felt full that night. I called my mom's story time back. She started, "Sweet Milan, we were so surprised to see that photo. Why didn't you tell us?" I paused. "You didn't tell me about Eli's dinner." She tried to deflect, said, "They thought I wouldn't want to come." I said, "And you thought I wouldn't want you at my graduation." She went quiet. I wasn't cruel. I didn't raise my voice. I just listed the facts. You skipped my undergrad graduation for a golf tournament. You never read my thesis. You changed the subject every time I tried to share something I was proud of. That's not fair. She said, "No, it's just true." She asked if this was really what I wanted to cut them out over one missed dinner. And I told her it was never just one dinner. It was the years of being erased politely, professionally, and with a smile. And I'm done with that. She said, "I just wish you would have told us how much it meant to you." I did. You just didn't hear me. Then I hung up. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't sad either. I was free, but it didn't end there. A few days later, I got a message. A firm, a big one, had seen my thesis. They wanted to meet a collaboration, possible hiring. The ex-name was Camille Ross, someone I'd looked up to for years. I thought it was a joke. My advisor confirmed it. Take the meeting. So I did. The school shared a photo of us, me standing next to Camille, smiling. The caption read, "From thesis to thought leader, Melanda Desai is redefining UX empathy." And that's when my parents really noticed. Now the calls were full of pride, full of retroactive praise, trying to rewrite the narrative. I didn't block them. I didn't yell. I just didn't engage until the call came from my aunt. "The other one, Milan," she said. "I saw the article and I'm done being quiet. Your parents are rewriting things again. There's a family trust being discussed. Your name's been floating in and out." I felt the floor drop out from under me. I hadn't even known about a trust. She said Eli was being handed power of attorney quietly behind closed doors. That's when I realized they weren't just ignoring me anymore. They were erasing me. So, I documented everything. Every message, every "can you help Eli just this once" email, all the support I'd quietly given over the years, financial and otherwise. I contacted a lawyer. This time, I wasn't going to disappear politely. This time, they'd have to see me. All of me. The parts they ignored, the parts they minimized, the parts they pretended weren't worth showing off. And no matter what happens next, I'm not going back to the shadows. I built this life and now I'm standing in the center of